Hello everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you the most efficient way that you can handle errors that occur in your workflow. Now first, the important thing is that the workflow must be active. I will explain that later in a bit. But basically I just have a simple schedule trigger that's going to cause us to execute once a minute. And over here I deliberately input a URL to a website that does not exist. So it will return a n404 response. Now the thing is that if you have a workflow that is managing basically hundreds of executions every single week, something that is saving you multiple hours every single week, the last thing that you want to occur is your workflow running poorly or not working at all, and only to figure out later that you have to go back and do all that work again. So the goal of this is that we are going to set up a second workflow with an error trigger. Now, in order to do that, you need to make sure you come up to where the three dots are, click on settings, and then where it says error workflow. This is going to be the workflow that will be triggered if an error occurs within this workflow. So this one is called error causer, as you can see in the top left over here. I have another workflow called error handler, but in this case, call it what you want. Just make sure you select the correct workflow. Click on save, and then next we go to our error handler workflow. So I'm going to go over here. I have a workflow called error handler, and you can see there's an error trigger. This is what's going to be triggered every single time an error happens in the previous workflow I just showed you. Now if I open it up, there's really nothing over here. If I click fetch test event, you can see that there are some variables you can work with, but these are just example ones. These are not the same variables that were triggered from the previous workflow, if that makes sense to you. So if I go ahead and I map these out into these Google Sheet columns, you can see over here that I just have a simple worksheet that will basically log all the data errors that occur. Now you can set this up in such a way so that way it will send you an email or a text notification, so that way you will be notified right away. But if I come over here, you can actually see now that another sheet was just added to our Google Sheet, or sorry, another row was added that basically said that there was an error in one of our workflows. It gives us the error message and then the node with the error in it. And then you just basically have a link to that, and I just have the time that the error happened at. So that is how you can quickly and efficiently create a workflow that basically notifies you of an error that occurs right away, so that way you do not have to go back weeks, months, whatever it is, and find out that your workflow has not been working properly. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.